All right, all right, all right. You're listening to the We're Talking Football podcast. I'm Weston. With me, as always, my right hand man, Lou. Lou, the days are long, but the months are real fast. The 2021 NFL season is finally behind us as we look forward to the 2022 offseason. We quasi began this last week when we started talking about the Senior Bowl. But very soon we'll be exploring the world of free agency and the 2022 NFL draft. But before we get to that point, it is only right that we spend a few minutes discussing Super Bowl 56 and crowning the new champs, the Los Angeles Rams.
How much did that hurt you to say, by the way?
I had to read it real fast so I didn't have to like interpret it emotionally.
But
I'll reflect.
now that I brought
Yeah.
that out, now it's
Yeah, now the show's over and hanging up, and I'll see you in 2 weeks
probably one of
after.
our best shows we've done now.
I know. Yeah, short, sweet, to the point. Rams champ. See you later. If it's any indication, dude, after they won the game, I just turned it off. Like I didn't watch any celebrations, anything like that. And like kudos to them. Like sour grapes for me. Like I'll be the first to admit it is what it is. We know how hard it is to get to the Super Bowl. And they won it, right? And probably deservingly so. At least based on the way that the game went. But we will also touch upon this evening a very, in your eyes, in my eyes, not so much, but in your eyes, a controversial comment I made to you during the Super Bowl. I'm going to save it because we'll get to it.
I would like
Eh,
to bring it up, by the way. I would like to let the listeners know of the comment, and then you can
Okay.
refute it.
There's a time and place for this, and I'm
Okay.
absolutely prepared to refute it. Um, and then we will end with the introductions for our first time ever, our 22-man rosters for what I'm going to call our ultimate teams, a
Super team.
super
Super team.
team. We'll explain the rules when we get to that segment and kind of how we came up with this. This is your little baby. I wasn't exactly thrilled about it until I started doing it, and then I became like addicted to doing it and coming up with all these different formulas and how I was going to leverage certain things, which will all make sense in a little while. Um, but without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's jump right into our recap of Super Bowl 56. Just a reminder from our show last week. Some of the things that I think we agreed upon were like these teams somewhat mirror themselves offensively. We both talked about how this game would probably come down to the defense. Stars on both sides we're going to eat regardless, right? It's a big play players, big time players will come up with big time plays and big time scenarios in the big time game is what it boiled down to. But as I mentioned, your Super Bowl 56 champions are the Los Angeles Rams. Lou, tell me let's like kind of banter back and forth here a little
Yeah.
bit about it.
First and foremost, I'm probably going to say something that people think will be a little controversial. I feel like the best part of of that game was the halftime show. The halftime show was awesome. I think we really do have to pay homage to that. I felt young again for the first time, probably about like 7 years. It was great seeing all those, those rappers on stage and what have you. I just thought the game was a little boring, and maybe because it's more of my mindset. I root for an AFC team. AFC teams usually high flying, a lot of scoring. You can say this was good defense. I can say it's sloppy offense. Um, the game changed for the Rams, in my opinion, as soon as Odell got hurt because they were rolling. They were rolling. He after Odell got hurt, I felt like the Rams. I'm like, oh shit, they're in trouble because they couldn't establish the run. They were like horrendous against the run. Like I think they averaged like 1.8 yards per carry and what have you. They just couldn't do anything, in the running game. I'm like, who is gonna be the person opposite of Cooper Kupp? Who's going to be the other playmaker? And they had trouble, establishing a secondary playmaker. And I think that's why the game became real close, and in that regard. So I thought it was a little boring. Both defense played pretty well. A couple of controversial plays. It wouldn't be a Super Bowl without controversial play, but I'll say this was a fantastic postseason. This was a decent Super Bowl. But in my opinion, when I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure if I said this to you before, but do you feel like the best team won the champion, like the Super Bowl, like the Super Bowl this year? Because I don't feel like the best team won the Super Bowl, in my opinion. I feel like how this whole all went down was the best team of the day won the Super Bowl, and that can be like a real ignorant, comment. But I told you when when the playoffs first started, I'm not a believer in the Rams, and I still am not. They're good, but I think they're extremely beatable. And if you really watch the game, nothing really stood out. Like what stood out with with this Rams team? It wasn't
Yeah.
their offense wasn't electric. Their running game wasn't great. Outside of Cooper Kupp, there was nothing. And Cooper Kupp beat you, but he beat you in ways where it's not exciting. Um, their defense, okay, yeah, they played good, but it wasn't like suffocating defense. So I don't know. I just felt like this is probably one of the most lackluster Super Bowl winners in my opinion of all time. And I'm not being a hater because I'm a Chargers fan. I'm like, oh, the fight for LA. I don't give a shit about that. All right, that's not where I'm coming from. I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't even one of those cases where like, oh, the New York Giants when they won it all, the hottest team won it, not the best team. I didn't feel like the Rams were the hottest team either. So
So a couple things I want to address. Yes, I too did love the halftime show, although I'm going to be corny here. I think I said it first before social media did, and I might even texted you about 50 Cent looking like a whole dollar, bro. He put on a couple LBs.
Yeah, they're all like, what in the 50s now? Come on.
I don't think 50 is, but Dre and Snoop definitely are. And like, who is better than Snoop? Like, honestly, by the way, like Snoop should be president of the United States. Like,
Well, I
honestly.
didn't know he smoked weed. Did you see what happened?
Yeah.
No,
What? Bro, what you just said is the funniest thing ever because there was a point in time where Snoop like came out publicly like saying like he was trying to like stop smoking and claiming that he wasn't burning anymore. And Jimmy Kimmel had him on. I don't know if you remember this, but I think it was Jimmy Kimmel's like his entire first week that his show was on. Snoop was a recurring guest every night for the entire first week. And Jimmy brought this up and he's like, Snoop, I thought you said you didn't smoke no more. And they showed a picture from like the previous night where they had like confetti falling or something like that. And the way they caught Snoop was all slant-eyed, like half open, like looking high as a kite. And he was just like, oh, you had to show that picture, like
yeah, it's like Snoop Dogg and Half Baked. Nah, I stopped smoking yesterday.
That's too bad. I stopped smoking yesterday. Halftime show was legit.
Yeah.
I literally got
Best halftime show ever.
I got chills when Dre sat at the piano, and once he started hitting those keys, and
I ain't mad at you.
Oh my god, bro! I thought a Tupac hologram was coming up.
No, I thought Tupac was coming back from Cuba.
If he was gonna come back, it would have been for this event.
Exactly.
I know, like, I'm gonna sound like an old head at this point. I'm not trying to bash the individual. I just don't particularly care for Kendrick Lamar and his music. So, again, not a knock on him. It's just not my taste. But like the lineup of 50, Dre, Snoop, Mary J. Blige, like that's our childhood, dude. Like that's what we grew up on. So yes, I think the hype lived up to the anticipation.
Agreed.
I very much enjoyed that. From the setup to the songs to the collaboration. It was definitely, in my opinion, the best halftime show that I've watched because it spoke the most to me, right? Yes. Like it was what it boiled down to.
By the way, 50 Cent is 46 years old.
Yeah, so like I said, he's not 50 yet.
Bad. He doesn't look bad.
Nah. I'm just saying, like,
too much creativity,
bro. When 50's albums were dropping, dude, he was
20,
roided. I'm sure,
bro. That was 20 years ago, man.
Oh my god, it was 20 years ago.
I just wow, yeah, I just
Holy
heard you there.
God!
All right, so go ahead.
All
man.
right. So the game, I'd counter and say that I thought it was an interesting game, just because I felt it was like a big play could happen at any moment. It really, outside of the T. Higgins, catch to start the second half, like that was probably the lone like big play, like explosive play.
The Jamar Chase one-handed catch was sick. So.
Yeah, dude, he's a special player. I will say this, and I agree with you wholeheartedly that OBJ going down changed the dynamic of the game because he was eating, right? Cup didn't have to do much, and then it made them single-handed in the passing game. No Tyler Higbee in this game,
Exactly.
right? So then being able to just take away Cup, and for all intents and purposes, they did it for almost 4 quarters, right? Like literally almost 4 quarters. I think what stood out to me was in crunch time, Cooper Kupp showed you he was that dude. Like they didn't even try to disguise it. Like you knew they were going to him, and they did, and they still executed, which is like to me what a big time player does, right? Like the spotlight is on you, the defense knows that they're going to force this ball into you, and you still find ways. But I do think that they played even football. Here's what I hated about the game. And I hated how the refs, people were walking away from that game saying that the refs left their footprint on it. And they believed that because it felt like the officials didn't get involved until the final 2 minutes of the game. For the most part, they were letting these guys play. You're talking about, yes, an obvious missed offensive pass interference on the T. Higgins that you can only see in slow-mo. In real time, it just looks like he's fighting back for the ball. But they missed holding calls, delay of game calls, offside, people just lining up offsides all game long, false starts. They missed it all. They let them play. I had no issue with that. Where I have an issue is in the most important moments of the game, all of a sudden they're finding their flags, and they're finding them in bunches. And that's not, again, sour grapes because it didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to be. I'd have no problem if the Rams came down and won that game in the manner in which they did. But it just again felt like the referees asserting themselves at an inopportune time. And I think that just like leaves a little bit of stain on the game for the winner, right? And it gives an excuse for the loser. And I don't think that should be the case whatsoever.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous because, all right, so if you're talking, I'm assuming you're referencing the Logan Wilson hold in the fourth quarter. All right, that wasn't a hold. I get it, and they score a touchdown, so you're giving the Rams a touchdown. But it really washes away the other touchdown that the referees gave the Cincinnati Bengals. Well, in my opinion, I think that the biggest issue was not the listen to that. Two bad calls, I get, but they washed each other out. So if you're the Bengals, you can't say, or if you're a Bengals fan, you can't say, hey, we got jobbed because of the refs or what have you. You're forgetting about that 75-yard, bomb to T. Higgins. For me, it was more about execution, especially in the fourth quarter. Where was Mixon on those, third and fourth down plays? Awful play, awful design. And they went away from the run in the first half. The first half, I thought they were pretty efficient, with the run.
Very efficient, very efficient.
Second half, second half, they were not. They did not do enough to run the ball. And I think we were talking about this, via text. You're like, oh, no, that's not who they are. They're an air and out. But who they are, they're an air out team. But they also had a team that gave up 70 sacks, to Joe Burrow. This could have been a way. How do you beat the Rams? What you guys do, you run right at them, right?
Right at them.
And they were doing it first half. They stopped doing the second half. First half, there was only one sack against Joe Burrow. And by the end of the game, Joe Burrow got sacked 7 times. So he got sacked 6 times in half when they stopped running the ball. So you can't tell me there's no correlation between that, in my opinion. So I think it's more on the Bengals. It's just they win despite their coach, and they lose because of their coach, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I have this note here, and I distinctly remember our text conversation, me saying like, hey, this is not who they are. And this is one thing about hindsight, is it's always 2020, and easy to come back to and just say they probably abandoned the run too early. And I agree with that after going back and kind of watching this again and thinking about the game flow, where I think my initial reaction was like, why a team that has won and made it this far do with a lack of running game over the last 5 to 6 weeks where it's been non-existent, stick with what's working. But it was existent
they started showing
game.
life. Yeah. They ran the ball only 20 times in the game. And if you're really nitpicking, it's actually only 18 because two of the times were scrambles from Joe Burrow. So I don't know why they abandoned the run completely second half.
Yeah, I don't know. You just mentioned it, right? Like the blueprint's there on how to stifle the Rams defense. But we said that. We said this game was going to come down to the defenses. And I do want to give Cincinnati their props and their defensive coordinator for taking Cooper Kupp out of the game for almost the entire game. Like, I mean, you're talking about the Triple Crown winner as a wide receiver. And I think prior to like those final drives, he had like 3 for 43, right? Like that's a win. Like you'll take that all day long. I'll also say this. I think Logan Wilson, in my opinion, was the best defensive player on the field in the Super Bowl. He was everywhere. I know you want to say some things, and you could say what you want, and we'll get to that point, and I have my counter arguments for you, but I don't think you can dispute that Logan Wilson was the best defensive player on that field. He plays a position that doesn't influence the passing game or doesn't impact the defense's passing game as much as the player that you want to talk about. So those opportunities aren't there. But in terms of coverage, pursuing the ball carrier, very instrumental of washing out that Rams rushing attack. And they were trying to run the ball, or they were making a heavy effort to be able to do this. But at the end of the day, this game was won by the Rams defense. Like they sacked Burrow 7 times. Like we talked about how much of a liability the Bengals offensive line is, and it reared its ugly head. I mean, the final offensive play from Cincinnati like highlights this. I mean, Chase got behind Ramsey. Ramsey was falling to the ground. Burrow just didn't have that enough time to release that ball.
By the way, was I the only one that thought he actually, when he kind of like spun, when he was falling down, Burrow, he threw it, that I thought P. Ryan caught that because of the angle. I thought he caught that P. Ryan at that last play. You didn't
honestly,
think? I thought he did.
I didn't think so. I think I was just more watching like the pressure on Burrow, and then being like, "Hey, this game's over," and now it's a fact that it's over. But to me, again, all in all, an enjoyable game. I did watch intently from start to finish, and I think it was enjoyable for me. Even though I went into this game slightly butthurt because I very much felt like my team had every opportunity to be playing in this game. But you know what was great about this? It was 2 teams that we just haven't seen yet. It's like hearing about during the game that the entire city of Cincinnati was closing down schools on Monday after Super Bowl. Like that's awesome, right? Because why? Because they haven't been here in 30 something years, right? In this game, Boomer Esiason was their quarterback the last time they played in the Super Bowl. So just things like that were like really cool. I don't ever root for the Los Angeles Rams. I do have a buddy that is a Rams fan. I text him to congratulate him. I haven't talked to him in a while, not even throughout the season. Turns out he was at the Super Bowl, and sent me some videos from like the celebration after the fact. But even like that, like kind of story like that warms my heart. Like young guy getting to go see his team. Like I'm envious. Like if my team was in the Super Bowl, dude, I promise you, I'd sell my left arm to be at that game, because it's been 27 years since I've been able to even discuss that. It's been 27 years since you've been able to discuss. Well, I shouldn't say 27 years since we last won a Super Bowl. Excuse me.
Too soon for me, Weston.
But Lou, one thing I do want to ask you about, and apparently I must have had my head up my ass and missed this, but like, where is all this nonsense coming from about McVay and Aaron Donald retirement talk? Like, can we put that shit to bed? Like, they literally just won a Super Bowl. Aaron Donald will become the highest paid defensive player in the league. McVay has every piece of leverage possible to get a 10-year extension and name his price. Like, where are these guys going? McVay is still like 5 years younger than us.
Jeez, you're hitting below belt numerous comments. I get that actually the McVay, thought process there, because after the Super Bowl, before the Super Bowl, he probably looked at he probably went on like over the cap or spot track, and was like, "Yo, we're like $100 million over the cap, and we don't have a first round pick until 2050. You know what? If we win this." I think he was, in the back of his head, he was doing his best George Costanza. He wants to leave on a high note, leave him wanting more. And I get that. As for Aaron Donald, maybe it's just gesturing for more money because he's still in his prime. Some might consider him, top, top 1 or 2 best defensive players in the league.
Some people.
So So maybe it's just, I think maybe it's just him gesturing for, posturing for a new contract. Just like how Jim Harbaugh was coming to the NFL, and wow, today he came out, you got a 5-year deal from Michigan. Wow, ain't
Yeah.
that something?
Yeah.
So maybe it's just him gesturing. But McVay, he'd be like, oh man, I don't want to deal with this, with cutting so many people and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Listen, I mean, both of these guys have made generational wealth, right? Like, and McVay at a really young age, but like as a coach, like you got longevity, and now you have a
Dude, he could.
guaranteed job for like it takes a long time for that Super Bowl luster to wear off. You
Dude,
can ride those
he could
coattails.
he could have done the Bill Cowher thing, won a Super Bowl, go into be like an analyst or whatever for a couple of years and flirt every 2-3 years coming back to the NFL if the right situation called for it. So
Yeah.
I understand it. It would have been interesting, but
I actually understand Aaron Donald more than McVay just because the player sentiment. We see this more and more where players go out under their own terms. Calvin Johnson,
yeah, but those
Andrew
players
Luck.
I was gonna say those players are usually in Detroit.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders, Calvin.
But like going out under their own terms, and no better time to go out under your own terms post. I still argue that Brady should have hung it up after the last Super Bowl because like that literally was like stamp on the career. Like what else do you possibly have to accomplish at that point? So I guess I understand that. Listen, they play in my division. If both these guys want to hang it up, cool by me. You know what I mean? Like slides them out of being as competitive as they are. But that was kind of my final note. I was like, what did I miss? Like, where did all this conjecture come from leading up to the game? I was like, is it just bored analysts like speculating, or have these guys like, because I literally did not see them again. My team wasn't playing in it, so I didn't follow much like let's put it this way. The 49ers were playing the Super Bowl. I probably would have called out the week prior to. I probably would have been glued to NFL Network every single day, all day leading into the game. Dude, I barely watched pregame for this. Like it was like maybe an hour before the game, flipped on the tube and was like, all right, let's get this going. Spend some time in the kitchen preparing some food, doing some shit like that. But that was it, man.
I'll tell you how this happened. Aaron Donald's agent and Sean McVay's agent were sitting in the press box, and they came up with this thing. They were listening to some Wu-Tang, and they're like, this is a great idea. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. That's the second time I've actually said it's in the show the last couple of weeks, but it's true. They want to get that money.
And you know what? I can't even blame them. You only got so much of an earning window in your NFL career, but that's what's more baffling about McVay. Like he's still got like 30 more years he can do this. You know what I mean? Not that he wants to, right? Like he's got a young family. I'm sure he wants to spend time with them. Like the player, I understand more because of the wear and tear on their body, and like, you play a violent position, like anything can happen in a single play. Like, what's McVay worried about? A player coming out of bounds and roll up on his ACL? Like he'll be out coaching next week. Like no big deal. You got anything more about the game? Or are you ready to?
I'm ready. I'm ready for our next topic, my friend.
All right. So one second before we do it, I'll let you intro it.
Okay.
I'm gonna be passionate during this, just so you know, because you're acting like I was trying to steal your lunch money with my comment, but. Again, congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams, Super Bowl 56 champions. To the fans, all 12 of you, 3 less than the LA Charger fans in LA. I hope you enjoy it for the next 10 years and look forward to seeing. The only solace I take from this is at least my team was eliminated by the Super Bowl champions. But I will address something that you said earlier real quick, Lou, before we go, is no, I do not feel the best team won the Super Bowl. I think the best team that day won the Super Bowl, and the team that by my account was more deserving in this game. But heading into the postseason, I do not think so. I do think sometimes you can only play the games in front of you, right? We've talked about that. And things stacked up well from them based on their seeding, on who they saw going in front. I think they got the benefit of the doubt playing the 49ers in the NFC Championship, a team that they were seeing for the third time that season, where had that been the Green Bay Packers, had that been the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that might have been tougher sledding.
Well, they beat the Bucs.
Yeah, but still, like, less familiarity, like, a little things on tape, like the team can make adjustments. When you're playing a team a third time, it does become increasingly difficult. So I don't know. I feel like the Packers were a better team, coming into the postseason. In the AFC. I know I picked the Chiefs to represent the AFC, but I do feel like the Buffalo Bills were the best team in the AFC. So I don't think the best team won, and I don't even think the team that got the hottest won. I think my team got the hottest at the right time, and then just hit a speed bump. And nonetheless, taking nothing away from the Los Angeles Rams, you got to win the game when you're there, and you did. So congratulations, Lou.
Yep.
It's that time, bro. Go ahead.
All right. So obviously, Weston and I were chatting via text messaging, and I cannot confirm nor deny how many glasses of what are you? I know you're a red wine guy, but what are you?
I'm a Pinot Noir guy.
So I don't know how many glasses deep of Pinot Noir Weston.
A handful.
A handful. So that's like what, 3, 4?
Probably closer to 5 at that point in the game.
But I actually, when you texted me, he texted me something extremely disturbing. And when he texted that to me, I took that into consideration, and I'm going to tell everyone pretty much how many outs I gave this gentleman in front of me right now. And he refused to, pretty much take those outs. So
I don't backpedal.
I have I have the text message in front of me, and the first comment from Weston says, "Starting to feel like Donald is overrated, dude." In which, let me go through this. In which I replied back with a Chris Rock gif. Huh? Weston doubles down and says, "I've just seen too many games this year where he's a non-factor. Just saying." By the way, after Weston said just that text message, Aaron Donald got a sack, by the way. So this is all transpiring. And then Weston went for the trifecta here. He's really good, but I no longer believe he's the best defensive player in the league. And once again, I give Weston an out. Reply back, "Okay, I can see that. So what, top 3? And Weston, his final nail, the coffin, says, "Not for me anymore." Weston Smith does not think Aaron Donald is a top 3 defensive player in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I so 2 things, I think. I think so. So I started thinking it's one of 2 things. Either you're being like Buck Nasty and just being a straight up hater right now, or I get it. There are great players that when they play certain teams, they disappear. They don't perform. I can't think of the top of my head right now, but I'm just saying they don't perform well. And I get that you guys neutralize Aaron Donald. You are his kryptonite. Fine. There's 31 other teams that can't do what you guys do. So go ahead, because then I have a counter to you what you're going to say in your thought process.
Okay. So let's be very clear about this. What this boils down to is me not saying that Aaron Donald is a bad football player, because he is not. What I am saying, and I am staying committed to, is that he is no longer the best defensive player in the league.
Or top 3. Can you name me top 3 players better than him, please?
I will. I will say TJ Watt, Myles Garrett.
Oh, that's a stretch.
And I'll even say Nick Bosa.
Oh my God, you're being such a homer right
now. I'm not, bro. Go look at the statistics, bro. Look at Nick Bosa's statistics. 15.5 sacks, 21 tackles for a loss. That's more than Donald in both of those categories. Nick Bosa has the highest double team rate in the NFL. So he stops the run, commands double teams, and still has more sacks. And they scheme Donald. They don't scheme Bosa. They leave him out on an edge. They'll move Donald up and down the line to find mismatches. Again, dude, I want to be very clear on what we're arguing here. What we are arguing is I am saying he is no longer, meaning once upon a time, he probably was, deservingly so, the best defensive player in the NFL.
Bro, a year ago, we literally did a show where we both agreed he's the
pass
best
pass rusher. We labeled him the number one pass rusher in the NFL. That's what we labeled him. What did we just talk about? Dude, they talked about it during the game. Said, how do you neutralize Aaron Donald? You run the football at him. So to me, if you are the best player in the league at your position on one side of the ball, whatever it is, there's really not a way to neutralize you. I'm going to ask you to recall back to, hold on. No.
Okay.
No. You open up this can of worms, bro. You're going to let me get all the way through it. Okay, I'm going to ask you to go back to J.J. Watt in his prime when he was winning consecutive Defensive Player of the Year awards. Was he not equally as dominant against the pass as he was against the rush and doing a multitude of things? No flaw in his game. Look, Aaron Donald's, he can stop the run. Like, he can clog gaps. He can create mismatches. He can do all of that. But there are ways to neutralize them. Yes, I'll use my team as an example, right? 3 games against San Francisco 49ers. What does Aaron Donald do best? Sacks the quarterback. How many sacks did he have in those 3 games? 0. How many rushing yards did we put up in those 3 games? Over 300, almost 350 yards rushing across 3 games. And one of them in the NFC Championship was like a 50-yard performance, right? So that
I get that.
also came down to execution. No, I'm still going. In those games, he was going against Daniel Brunskill. Do you know who Daniel Brunskill is? You probably don't, right? A no-name right guard in the NFL that might not start on, well, he probably would start on some other teams because we do have a solid offensive line, right? Like, we're not like a bunch of no-names, things of that nature. Here, you're going to point to the Super Bowl. You're going to mention his 2 sacks, one at a very crucial time in the NFL, specifically, or in the game, specifically when you and I were talking shit about this, right? Like, it just came up at the right time, made me eat my words a little bit. But I'm going to counter with how awful the Bengals offensive line is. We discussed that actually at length going into this. So here's another thing I want you to consider. His multi-sack games, so in a game where he had more than 1 sack, came against the 15th ranked, the 20th ranked, and the 29th ranked offensive lines in the league against the Cardinals, the Bengals in this game, and the Texans. So what's he doing? He's eating up inferior competition. Like, again, the argument here is he is no longer the best defensive player in the league.
Weston, I'm holding a picture in our show right now. Please explain to the listeners, what are you looking at right now?
I'm looking at a triple team on Aaron Donald.
Thank you. And by the way, hold on. Now
do Nick Bosa and all the ones that I sent you throughout the year where he's double and triple team and in headlocks. Dude, superstars get attention. Superstars get attention.
All right, so he was getting triple team in the Super Bowl. He still ended up with 2 sacks, 1 QB hit, 3 QB hurries. According to PFF, this is something crazy. Pressures in the Super Bowl. The Bengals had 6 pressures, the whole defense.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald had 8 pressures. He out-pressured the whole Bengals defense. Bengals defense is a pretty good defense, by the way.
But we're not arguing.
Is not.
We're not arguing if he's better than the Bengals defense. What we're arguing is he's no longer the. And yeah, so what? He had 8 pressures. Dude, the Bengals gave up 9 friggin' sacks to the Tennessee Titans. 7 sacks against the Rams. Everybody got home.
But he was getting triple. Yeah, but he was getting triple team, man.
And I guarantee he wasn't getting home on a triple team, right? So he was getting home on one-on-ones and schemed open.
But your boy Nick Bosa would get home on a triple team.
I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm just countering your argument that top tier players get attention, and I'm not saying he's not a top tier player. I'm just saying he's no longer the best defensive player in the league. Period.
Okay, well, real quick, We've talked about TJ Watt and his performance, Weston, about his pass rush win rate, the fact that it's so low, but he has so many high sacks, meaning, and these are words coming from your mouth, he gets those lucky sacks because he lines up wide nine and what have you. He gets a lot of those sacks to fall into his lap because of Cameron Hayward is applying pressure on the opposite side, because of Bud Dupree was applying pressure from the upside. So am I wrong when saying this?
No.
So right then and there, there's a weakness to TJ Watt. If he was to be like, maybe his game isn't as strong as you're saying, and you're just looking at the stats, the sack stats. So that's first and foremost. Secondly, Myles Garrett. I love Myles Garrett, and I think he's up there, but he is no Aaron Donald in my opinion. That's just my opinion. And Nick Bosa, come on, man. You're being a homer, man.
I'm not being a homer, dude. Look it up, bro. Look up this. Listen, at the end of the day, these guys are judged on statistics. Okay. So maybe a slight homer by putting Bosa over
have a couple
Donald.
More, some more noir.
No. There's no backpedaling here, bro. Like, again, the argument and the most important argument is he's no longer the best. So, yes, we did talk about TJ Watt gets a little, because he plays in that wide nine. Maybe every once in a while the quarterback boots out to him. But you know what is different is, I guarantee if you went and looked at this, I don't have the stat in front of me, I'm just willing to guarantee it, that the majority of his sacks come on third down when all attention is probably focused on him, and he still gets home and still gets 22 and a half sacks. And you know what else he does? He bats balls down at the line. He intercepts passes. He forces fumbles. He's an opportune playmaker, and he out statistics Aaron Donald in every single one of those categories on top.
Can I ask you a question, Weston?
Yeah.
So sack leaders usually, traditionally, where do they come from? Meaning, like, what outside position? Yeah, from the outside. Well, why is that? Why is that, Weston?
To try to promote one-on-one.
Yeah. There's definitely more one-on-ones on the outsides than there are in the interior, and that's 100% right. And I just feel like the reason why is because it's so much harder to get interior pressure, because there's so much junk you have to siphon through. You have to siphon through guards, centers, and running backs, where you get the chip. I understand when you're on the outside, you get chipped by running back, get chipped by tight end. But you know what you can do? You can do stunts and things like that. Not saying that Aaron Donald can't do that, but it's so hard to get interior pressure, man. That's why it's so much more valuable. So
hold on.
And Donald puts stats close. He might not put as good as TJ Watt, the stats, the sack stats and all. But what he does, he puts it pretty close and from a harder position internally. So I'm sorry if they're comparable, but he plays a harder position that he's lined up interiorly in the interior. I'm just also using your phrase here. It's the eyeball test. My eyes tell me Aaron Donald is a beast and he's the best. When I watch TJ Watt, I don't like, wow. When I'm watching Aaron Donald, I'm like, damn. No, I love Nick Bosa. I really do. He's probably top 3 edge rusher, in the NFL. And I love him. But I also don't get that holy shit, this Aaron Donald feeling that I do when I watch Aaron Donald. The last player that gave me this feeling is the other Watt brother. So JJ Watt.
Yeah. So, hey, and listen, once in a while, and once upon a time, JJ Watt was no longer the best defensive player in the NFL. It's okay. It's okay. So what I'm saying now is he's just no longer that. And Lou, I went back in the archives and I pulled up my notes from when we went through the top 10 pass rushers. And I have some statistics here on Aaron Donald about where he lines up and where he gets his sacks from. I know we talked about TJ being in the 9 technique.
He's never out that far.
He's not out that far.
I understand
but in 2020, he had 4 coming from the 7 technique. That's wide outside. That's one-on-one. That's not interior. So they get creative with him.
Of course. And
as you have to do with all your playmakers.
Yeah, and they do a lot creative with Nick Bosa too. He's not just sitting on. They do stunts and twists,
but he's always outside. He's never lined up over the center or the guard. And again, the argument's
way,
not here. Aaron Donald is really not Aaron Donald over Nick Bosa. It's just that Aaron Donald is no longer, and it's okay, bro. Top 3, top 4, top 5. Like, you're splitting hairs. I'm just telling you, he's not number 1 anymore.
I'm gonna do 2 polls. First poll is Aaron Donald better than Nick Bosa?
Can't wait to vote.
Yep. Second one would be, is Aaron Donald the best defensive player in the league?
Bad news for you, Lou. Since you've been hanging out with me, you got a lot of 49er followers, and there's a lot of homers in that world, bro.
little nauseating.
You're setting yourself up right now.
I already muted the Trey Lance talk on Twitter because man,
I'm over it too. Like, let the kid come out and play. Like, I know how in my heart know he's gonna be a good player. He's gonna have every opportunity.
There's like videos.
I know, and he's talented as.
We're talking about practice. I'm not saying. I'm like, but why?
It's because there's no game tape.
Well, not only that, why is there so much hatred towards him? Because there's no game tape, and why is there so much like affinity to proving that hatred wrong with practice? So it's just like, wow, this is getting out of hand.
So, let you in on a dirty little secret. Nobody hates 49er fans more than other 49er fans. It's like, bro, it is ridiculous, the battles that go back and forth and the shit that is talked. Like, I've never seen like it. There are times where I just want to get off of Twitter because it is like that bad. It's like, yo, can't we just like even the Jimmy G slander, right? Like, there's just a group of people that swear by him, and there's a group of people that can't stand him. And the band, like, what are these people going to do when he's no longer there? Like, what are they going to argue over? And I'm just like, I don't care who, like, I do care. But at the end of the day, like, you can march out Colt McCoy. You can go back in the day and march out Ken Dorsey or Jim Druckenmiller. Bet your ass on Sunday I'm cheering for them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not cheering against them. Like, the most important thing to me is my team winning on Sunday. And I just don't get it. Like, some of this fan base takes more pride in just like arguing with each other and who wins an argument. And there's no winner in it. Like, there's no winner, you know, like, oh, I'm right. Okay. So what?
All right.
You say you're a fan of this team and we just fucking lost. Like, what are we doing here? You know, like, I don't get it.
All right, I think we have to make a transition because we are going to need some time for our next segment.
An agreement that I won the Aaron Donald argument. I appreciate that.
I also know that will be a third poll. Who won the Aaron Donald argument?
Can't wait.
Yes, can't wait.
Can't wait.
All right, so basically, I proposed this idea. Great transition from we're talking about the Super Bowl to us creating our own super teams. And we threw out this idea, hey, let's create a super team on our show. We go back and forth picking players, and we basically use the salary cap of $150 million as opposed to the 189 because we're only doing 22 players.
It should be over 200 this year, right?
I think it's like, no, it's way more than I think it's like 208 or something like that.
It was 189 in 2021, right? Like, that's what the cap number was.
Exactly. So I said, let's just do like 150, and you save the 39 million for the other bench players and what have you. So we're doing $150 million, and we're also doing the 2021 salary cap numbers. So the emphasis here is
cap hit, not base salary, cap hit.
Exactly. And I thought this would be too easy if we just realize we'll just use a lot of rookie contracts. So we are limited to the amount of rookie contracts we can use on our team. 6 in total. You can use them any which way you want. You can do 3 and 3, 4 and 2, whatever you want to do. That's just how the cookie crumbles. And we will just go back and forth and create a super team and see who had the better super team. We'll let the public decide. And I think that's pretty much it, if I'm not mistaken. Did I miss anything?
No, you did not miss anything. 11 personnel. So let me just format it. So a quarterback, a running back, 3 wide receivers, tight end, your 5 offensive linemen. On defense, 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, a slot corner, 2 cornerbacks, 2 safeties. I don't know if you broke it up by like, hey, I'm just going to look at 2 safeties. I broke it up by like free safety and strong safety.
I just did 2 safeties and corners, and I did and for the 4 down linemen, I did edge. So like
Outside linebackers, it's like stand
Yeah,
up edge, hand in the dirt edge. You treat it the same way.
I'll make him a Leo, but anything else, nothing else crazy. I'm not running like a NASCAR formation or
No, but like you were basically like Bud Dupree or Chandler Jones, where you go look at them, they're labeled an outside linebacker, but you and I would call them an edge rusher, defensive end all day long.
Yeah. So.
All right, cool. I did
And
the same.
also earlier today we decided who to go first. Weston said he would want to go first on the defensive side of the ball, and I said, too bad. You're going first on the offensive side of the ball.
We decided, Lou asked me which one I wanted to go first with. I surprised him by saying defense, and he's like, congratulations, you're going to go first on offense. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because this is his segment. He came up with it. I'm going to be the first to admit it. I wasn't married to this idea by any means because, like, I was one who was like, let's lower the salary cap. Let's make it a little bit more difficult.
We did to 150.
Yeah.
170.
But I was like, I mean, dude, if it was at 170, like after going through these numbers, like, we could have anybody across this 22, right?
Yeah,
like,
because the 2021 salary cap numbers are really wonky because a lot of people pretty much what they just convert into probably signing bonuses or push it down the road. So some of these players we're going to be talking about have a lower salary cap for 2021
than you would even imagine.
Exactly.
So let's do this. When you announce your pick, position, cap number, I'm going to have a calculator ready.
I'm just doing an Excel and I'll just do the sum.
Okay,
so but you can do it too. I mean,
I'm treating this like our weekly pick'ems. I'm going to handwrite this too, but I do have I don't have an Excel sheet in front of me, but I have like an outline doc of multiple people at positions, right? But it's going to be easy, right? Because like when you think of quarterback, I didn't have to list out 15 quarterbacks because it's going to be one or the other, right? And I'm sure we both have the same strategy around it. But I get to go first. So we are doing offense first, but we are not going by position. Like I could say running back right now, and Luke could go take his right tackle. Like
exactly.
But I need you to tell me the position that you're designating. Are you choosing actual right tackles? Or
I just did tackles.
God,
I have right tackles. I have right tackles too.
Okay, I broke them down by like individual positions, bro.
Okay.
All right. So I get to go first. And with the first pick in the 2022 Super Team Draft, Weston Smith's team chooses quarterback Justin Herbert. $6 million cap number in 2021.
Okay. All right. Well, Weston,
let me tell why. Let me say why. Everybody, you gotta like a 10-second window to tell why, right? Like, and this is not gonna be about stats, just rhyme or reason. For me, obviously, you know how I feel about Justin Herbert. He's an uber talented quarterback. But most importantly, when I'm playing with mathematical numbers, the easiest to work is a superstar quarterback who's sitting on a rookie contract. He is my first of 6 rookie selections, and having a $6 million number is way more cost effective than a Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, who have $25-30 million cap numbers.
Of course. Yep. See, I had a feeling you were going to do that, and I'm fine by that because now you're done at the quarterback position, and there's another young quarterback I can get that has a low salary cap number.
Yep. So, I was going to be one or the other. So whoever went first, I knew you were thinking the same thing. So it was going to be, I mean, I had 3 here, just in case, depending on who you picked.
Okay. So for the first pick of the 2020, was it 21? I guess.
Well, 2020, we're in 2022, but we're going off 2021 numbers.
Okay. So I will be taking. Well, I felt like you did me dirty. I'm going to have to do you dirty now.
Tight end.
No. Yeah, that's not how I roll. I will do
left tackle.
Nope. Deebo Samuel.
Wow.
And let me tell you why. The number when he brings that with the offense is phenomenal. You can use him as a running back. You can use him as a slot receiver. He's an offensive weapon. And I know he's my first, going to be like my first rookie too. So that's one down there too. But I just feel like he's so versatile, and he can really help a team out with yards after the catch and stuff like that. So that's why I went Deebo Samuel.
All right, I love it.
And he's like the only one that's really looking on my list of receivers, to be honest with you, that's like different than like I have a bunch of guys who play like each other. So
Yeah, he is different. That actually opens up an interesting option for me that I didn't think was going to be there. I thought you might go somewhere else just based on a cap number. Um, so I'm with my second pick. I'm gonna also
oh, so by the way, what's that cap number? It's like
2
2.0.
million, 2 million, 2.0. Yeah, just for everybody's, we only went one decimal point here for just like
You know what? I kind of messed up. You're gonna have to do my calculations. I have 2.0. I have 2.09. So
yeah, 2.0,
okay.
right? 2.0. No rounding up, just whatever that number is after decimal point, that's what it is. 2.0. I'm also going to address the wide receiver position with my second pick, and I'm going to take Cooper Kupp, who is a $5.3 million number. And although he is young, he is on a new contract, so that does not count as a rookie contract.
Mm-hmm.
And all the obvious reasons, triple crown in receptions, yards, touchdowns. I mean, he had the year that wide receivers dream of, and he did it so many ways. He blocks. He's Mr. Reliable. Super Bowl MVP, right? He won Super Bowl MVP, I think, if I remember correctly, because I didn't watch the post game show. Which, by the way, I think they should vote on the Super Bowl MVP like Monday following the game, not when all these reporters are rushing down. And
who would have been the Super Bowl MVP then?
still would have been Cooper Kupp, dude. You can't deny it. You can, bro.
Okay.
You can't deny what he did. It's more often than not going to be an offensive player. Surprisingly, he wasn't a quarterback in this instance, but yeah. So I'll go Cooper Kupp, 5.3 million.
Okay.
92.3 PFF grade, by the way.
Okay. All right. So with my next pick, I'm gonna get crazy here now. I am going to pick from the Green Bay Packers, Devontae Adams.
Ooh, 16.7.
So that's a 16. I thought we did that's 16 million. Right?
No,
16
points.
Okay,
first number after the decimal point.
Yeah, that's fine. He is the best receiver in the league, and I feel like I had to pair him up with Deebo Samuel. That's a hell of a 1-2.
God, that's like
that because there's such different skill sets, and that's why I had to pair him up on that. And I pretty much went into knowing this that I would have to do this. Like I wanted to do something like this.
Yep. Hey, listen, everybody's going to choose where they're going to spend their big dollar amount, right? How do you cross somebody out? Damn it.
I just make them red.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Who's the boomer in this show?
Bro, I'm old as you can. I'm as old as you can imagine. When it comes to technology, I'm so bad. All right. I'm going to make my next pick. My next pick, left tackle from the San Francisco 49ers, Trent Williams.
I was between him. I was going to take him, but there's so many tackles out there.
There's some good ones, but I can't ignore that cap number, 8.1.
Yep.
Like that's, I mean, for the contract that he signed, I mean, if you've watched tape on Trent Williams, you know that he murders people.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But he also had a 97.8 PFF grade. He is the highest graded player ever for a single season since PFF came out. He had a tremendous season. He's a tremendous player. You know, most people just don't really like he died in Washington, you know, playing for what are they now? The Commanders. Yeah. I think they should have stayed the Washington football team. That's my personal opinion, but 8.1 million was his number.
I will follow suit because I want to ensure I do have a premium tackle, and I will use my second rookie selection and Rashaan Slater. Rashaan Slater, in my opinion, probably a top 3 to 5 tackle. And what's more impressive is the fact that I can get him at $3 million.
Yeah, I think he was top 5 PFF overall. Another interesting. Well, never mind. I'll hang tight because you said we can pick just tackles, right? Doesn't have to be right tackle, correct. Left tackle.
Yeah, I'm making the.
You're making a left tackle or right tackle?
No, I'm making the rules.
Okay, all right. So, and we know where we stand there.
And you selected Kittle, you said too, or no? No, you
No,
didn't.
but I'm about to. So
Okay.
my tight end is so I'm picking my tight end, George Kittle, who's on a 5.4 million number. Not a homer pick. We all know what Kittle does. Catches the ball out of
Mm-hmm.
the blocks like a left tackle in this league. In my opinion, he is the best tight end in most complete and best tight end in football. 90.7 PFF grade, just under 100, and that number is low because of the new contract and what they adjusted the cap to be.
Mm-hmm.
Not a rookie. He's not on his rookie pay scale anymore.
Okay. All right. So looking at it,
Wait, who's your third pick? Rashaan Slater, right?
Rashaan Slater. Yep. All right. So I think. Okay. So I will. I love the Fat Boys, right?
Yep.
And I am going to stick with the offensive line, and I will pick. Let me get Zach Martin, the best guard in the NFL. It's a pricey to go there. $9.9 million, but he is the premier right guard in the NFL, and I just want to get. He's my answer to your Trent Williams. Trent Williams, best left tackle. Zach Martin, best guard.
All right. All right. All right. All right. What do I want to address next? All right, I'm gonna go. Damn it! I'm gonna go take a running back right now. I'm gonna take Jonathan Taylor.
Okay.
We all know what he is and what he's done over the last. Let's just really call it a year and a half, but 2 seasons. That's a $1.7 million number, and that is my second rookie so far.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take one of your favorite players in the 2021 NFL draft, and I will be taking Jamar Chase.
All
Once
right.
again, yeah, I mean, I'm really trying to beef up these receivers here. So Jamar Chase, Debo, and Devontae Adams. I love all the different skill sets they come out, and once again, this is my third rookie I am picking on the offensive side of the ball, and his cap hit is 5.6 million. So reasonable. I'll take it all day, twice on Sundays. So give me Jamar Chase.
5.6, and then your third rook.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 rooks. All right, I'm going back to wide receiver land, and I'm going with my boy Nuck, DeAndre Hopkins from the Arizona Cardinals. That's a $12.5 million number.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue, and we both argued coming into the season, the best receiver in football, we had Devontae, but obviously injuries held him out the second half of the year. But I like the complement of DeAndre and Cooper at this point because you can line Cooper up all over the field. DeAndre is going to stay outside. So nice compliments to one another.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right. So for my next pick, I am going to tackle the tight end position. I will do Mark Andrews.
That's good
And the
value,
reason
dude.
it's all about the value here now. Mark Andrews provides me some cap flexibility. His is 3.1. So and he's one of the best tight ends out there. He's tier under, I'm gonna say Kittle and Kelsey and also a Waller, but he just showed like even last year he didn't even need Lamar Jackson and he still balled out with Huntley and some other guys too. So I'm gonna say Mark Andrews is my tight end.
All right. All right. Where to go? Where to go? Where to go? All right, I'm gonna address my other tackle position. So my right tackle, and I'm changing my philosophy here. I'm going to go with Jordan Mailata from the Philadelphia Eagles.
Interesting. He's a rookie, right? That's a rookie contract.
No, I don't think so.
100% it is.
Then I'm changing my pick.
He's a rookie contract. Yeah.
Is he?
I'm pretty confident that's a rookie contract right there.
I wrote down all the rookies. Let me see. Hold on, I have it. If that's a mistake, I apologize. 2018.
Sure,
no, he's not. New contract. Signed a 4-year, $64 million. He's outside of his rookie contract. First year was 2021 with a $2.8 million cap hit.
That's pretty impressive there.
I knew I wrote down who are the rookies and highlighted I was going to go with, and I almost went to. This is why I specifically asked you in the beginning. I was like, "Are you just looking at tackles, or did you do left tackle, right tackle?" Because I was targeting a very specific right tackle that would have still ate up that rookie contract. So I'm going again, Jordan Mailata from the Philadelphia Eagles at a $2.8 million number.
Okay. I'm saving my I'm not gonna tell you my strategy, but anyways,
saving all your money for the defense.
No, I didn't say that. I will pick perhaps. I'm gonna go another tackle here, and before he got hurt, this guy was right underneath. I'm gonna say Trent Williams is the best offensive tackle in the league. I will go David Bakhtiari at 10.9.
All right, so that's your right tackle, right?
But just
a tackle, yeah,
just tackle.
Sorry, I'm listening. And what was his number?
10.9.
10.9. We're gonna add these up when we're done with offense, just so you have a quick reference.
I have it on my Excel file. I know exactly where I stand, my friend.
How many? What's your dollar spent so far?
Why do I have to tell you? Wait, yeah, I'll tell you at the end.
All right. Well, then we're gonna pause. I'm gonna add them up because I'm not staring at your Excel sheet.
No, of course. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right.
On your next.
All right. I'm gonna go. Ooh, this is tough. Tough. Well, you know what? I'm gonna make the move here because I switched some things. I'm gonna go back to wide receiver, and I'm gonna go Justin Jefferson.
Another rookie. So is that 3 for you?
That's 3. But he's at a 2.9 number. So 3 rookies. Golly. Board looked entirely different before we started this.
All right. So for me, I'm just gonna get my running back out of here. It's gonna sound like a homer pick, but it's not. I told you last year this guy was a top 10 running back, and I felt like I kind of got a little backlash for that. And guess what? He kind of balled out in the Alvin Kamara role with the Los Angeles Chargers. I love the versatility he brings. He can rush it. He can catch it. He can do so many different things. I'm doing Austin Eckler for $5.75 million.
That's a good buy, though. You know what I mean? Like at 5.7.
Mm-hmm.
Is that he's not under a rookie contract anymore, right?
Nope.
Okay.
He was an undrafted free agent. I mean, no way he's getting a rookie contract.
That's true. So what do they get? 3 years under their rookie contract? Or they get? I thought it was 4 if you were drafted, 5 potentially if you were a first round pick.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know that.
Okay. Neither here nor there. All right. So what do I need to address here? I have 2 offensive linemen. I'm gonna go address my left guard. And once upon a time, this man was the meanest man in the NFL. A little bit of an off season, but I'm gonna go with Quentin Nelson.
Okay. He was. I would love to pair him up with
That's a 7.7 number.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
It is a 7. He's a rookie.
Hold on a second. That changes things. See, this is what happens because I didn't have this guy. I had him on my board, but I didn't have me.
That's what I'm doing right now, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm 18. Yeah, he didn't sign nothing new.
Trust me, he's not. That one I can.
All right. I don't want to take him then. That messes up my number. All right. So forget that I took. All right.
So this is where I thought you had the trouble, my friend, the Fat Boys.
No. Give me my. I'm gonna go address my center right now, and I'm gonna take Jason Kelce from the Philadelphia Eagles at a 5.5 number.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I just didn't. That skews my numbers. Hold on. You go, right? Your last one was Eckler, so you're up.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I think I got you didn't take Nelson, correct?
I didn't take Nelson, no.
Okay. So I need I'm gonna take Joe Thuney, guard. $4.5 million hit from Kansas City.
That's it?
Yeah, I know. It was
4.5.
4.5. It's a backloaded contract. He was part of that revitalized offensive line with the Kansas City Chiefs. They let I think a ridiculous amount. Like they didn't give up any sacks, and he's really solid against the run too. So he's be a great compliment on the other side of Zach Martin. So Joe Thuney, $4.5 million. He's that old school, rugged, lunch pail, whatever cliche you want to throw him. That's your guy, man. So Joe Thuney. And I agree with you. I have to pivot now because of I kind of messed up on something.
You took an extra rookie that you weren't planning on taking.
Bingo. His name was Jamar Chase.
Yep. I'm averaging out what I'm looking at right now because there are I got my eye on a couple. Just seeing where I'm going to make up this money. All right. I'm going to take a guard. It's my right guard, and it's Wyatt Teller of the Cleveland Browns.
Very good.
Not on a rookie contract for $2.6 million with an 84.9 PFF grade in 2021.
Very impressive. Yeah, no.
And you said I was going to have trouble with the fat guys? I did more of my research on the big guys.
All right. So okay, so this
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I think I'm on my last pick.
You have two more. No, you have two more, and I have one more.
How do I have two more?
Because
I have two guards, 2 tackles, a tight end, 3 receivers, a running back. Oh, I do have two more.
A center, and what else do you need?
Quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you haven't taken your quarterback yet. But
I mean, once you picked yours, I mean, where's the rush to pick mine? All right, so I was going to take Joe Burrow, right? But me messing up and taking Jamar Chase, I wouldn't really call that a mess up. It just allotted too many rookies on the offensive side of the ball for me. So I couldn't do that. So right now, if you probably see me on my screen, I had to kind of
scramble a little bit.
I scrambled a little bit. And then I realized something. We talked about this, about the Chiefs' downfall. And the Chiefs' downfall, we're saying, is because the Chiefs backloaded Patrick Mahomes' contract. But in 2021, Patrick Mahomes' contract was $7.4 million.
What?
7. That's why I just double checked. I'm like, please let this be because I can't take another rookie. So my starting quarterback is Patrick Mahomes, Jackson Mahomes, and his wife, was it Brittany Mahomes? I
Brittany.
get them all for $7.4 million. If that isn't value, I don't know what the hell is.
They should pay you to take the other two.
You know, that's called dead money.
Legit dead money, dude. Honestly, damn, I have to like see this with my own two eyes. That
I just checked it out, man. That's what I was doing on the phone the whole time.
You know you have a computer in front of you, right? Like we can check these.
I have so many different things up right now.
Wow. 2022 is a $35 million cap. It's 7.4 this year.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You want to talk about ballooning?
The other guy that I had outside of Burrow, so I had the obvious is Herbert and Burrow, and I was starting with either one of them, was Josh Allen, because I thought his number was even favorable at 10.2, and he's outside his rookie contract.
I wanted Allen too. I would rather Allen over Mahomes, but I need to save that $3 million.
Yeah. Who'd you take at? Oh, Eckler at running back. All right, so I have my last guard position that I need to fill. I've saved some money here that I wasn't expecting to spend. But if I take them, that's 4, 5, 6.
And you have to get Nick Bosa with your first pick. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's
best defensive player in the league.
Yeah. So
all right. It's gonna sound like a homer pick, man, but it's really not. If you look at performance, going back to guard, and I'm going with Laken Tomlinson.
That is definitely a homer pick.
No, dude. 75.9 PFF, 6.6 number, Pro Bowler this year. A formidable size, repairing him with his partner in crime, Trent Williams.
What's his cap
left
hit?
Side of our lines? What's that?
What's his cap hit?
6.6.
See, I would have, if I was you, I would have taken Joel Pitonio at 8.1.
I can only have so many Cleveland Browns on my roster.
Yeah, but their offensive line is really good.
No, I think I'm more top-heavy defensive spend than I am offensive spend.
Okay. All right. So for me, I really wanted.
What position is this?
This is center. And I really wanted to get J.C. Treader because I do hold the Cleveland Browns in the high regard. And I think J.C. Treader is probably top 3 center. The problem with that being a top 3 center, he also gets paid like a top 3 center, and it's $11 million. And I just don't want to, because I did some other things. I took Bakhtiari. I didn't think I was going to take him. So instead, I have to kind of save a little more money. So I took a top 5 center. And if you're going to be a homer, I'm going to one up you.
Yeah, no, this is the right pick.
Corey Linsley, $6.6 million. This guy was phenomenal. He left I don't even think he left a sack this year. The pressures he gave up was minimal. He's so intelligent, so cerebral. He was part of the reason why that offensive line of the LA Chargers was revamped, and they're actually like above mediocre. They've always been awful, but his intelligence of the game and his tenacity. He's not the biggest guy, but he has a lot of fight in him. It's not what's the saying, Weston? It's not the
size of the dog. It's the size of the fight in the dog.
Something like that. Yeah. So I'm taking Corey Linsley.
All right. So that wraps us up offensively. I'm just adding up my numbers right now.
I can tell you mine.
You're not keeping track of mine?
No. I mean, what's we can lie to women, you can lie to children, you can't lie to men. I hope you would.
So I only spent $59.4 million on offense.
Okay, that's fine.
What'd you spend?
75.45.
Damn, you're like right to the T, 50-50 split, bro. 75 and 75 is $1.50.
This is premeditated.
Listen. Go to jail for life for premeditated, bro. All right, here we go. Recap. You got 4 rooks, 3 rooks.
No, I got 3 rooks.
3, I got 3. All right.
Yep. Who are your rooks again?
Jefferson, Herbert, Jonathan Taylor.
Okay, mine is Debo.
3 studs.
Debo, Jamar Chase, and Rashaan Slater. No slouches either.
Three studs.
All right.
And all right, you little crybaby, since you wanted to go first on defense, go ahead. I have a feeling this pick is going back to what our argument was just about, but
I am going with the best player on the defensive side of the ball in the NFL that plays such an integral. It's all about pressure. And what have we said all during Weston with our show? It's so much harder to get interior pressure than it's so much more disruptive. When you're getting pressure from the outside, Weston, guess what? There's numerous things you can do. You can't do something when someone's rushing right up in your grill. I'm going Aaron Donald with that. It's a hefty number. I get it, but I did plan for this. So Aaron Donald, $14.3 million.
All right, 14.3. All right, he's on a rookie contract right now.
Maybe the old school pay wages,
Yeah. Was Stafford was the last to do that, right?
Bradford.
Oh, it was Bradford. That's right. Was Bradford after Stafford?
Yeah, I think so. What's our stat boy? You make your pick. I'll take a look.
All right, take a look because I think. Bradford's made more money in the NFL than anybody for accomplishing absolutely nothing. All right. First pick for me on the defensive side of the ball is I do agree that pressure is important, but I'm also looking to take advantage of this individual's rookie cap wage before his number looks a lot more like his brother's, if not more, on an annual basis. So I'm going with Mr. Nick Bosa, and that's at a 9.2 number.
You're saying that's a rookie contract, and I get it. It is, but that's still a high number for a rookie.
It's fourth year of the rookie contract, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Third year of 19 was rookie, 20, 21, third year of the rookie contract. But he's also about to get paid $30 million a year.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No, I hear you. All right. So, by the way, Bradford was drafted in 2010.
And Stafford was 09, right?
Let's find out. 09. So it was Bradford. I was right.
All right. But Stafford was one of the where you got the 5-year, $65 million guaranteed contract. Yep. All right. Who's number 2 for you?
Okay. So for me, I had to have this player on my team because he does so much. And if anyone who's followed me, and especially perhaps followed our draft show, you're going to realize I had a man crush. He was one of my guys in our coverage of last year's NFL draft. I said, please don't let this guy go to someone who just drops him in coverage. And he did so much this year. He was arguably, you can make he's defensive rookie of the year. You could have made an argument he should have been in consideration for defensive player of the year. I'm going Micah Parsons, $3.1 million. The kid can cover, he can run, he can chase, and guess what? He can get to the quarterback too. So to have all those different skill sets is invaluable in my opinion.
Great pick.
Thank you. And he is a rookie, so
yeah. So that's 4-4 right now, right?
Yep.
All right.
See, that's how you pick a rookie contract, my friend.
Yeah. Well, 9.2 for defensive end. I guess it's not as bad because of the way they've worked other numbers. So I'm going to go back to the edge. Oh, man. I'm going back to the edge and I'm taking TJ Watt.
Oh my God. Thank God.
We're going to take Garrett.
Yeah. So I can just save Garrett until later then. Okay.
Why? I thought I can put him at D tackle too.
No.
TJ Watt's number is 8.1. I had Garrett highlighted here, but I spent a little. I'm making adjustments on the fly. I never go with my gut.
Okay. All right. I'm going to the cornerback position, aka something that you is near and dear to you.
Sure is.
All right. I'm picking this. I'm selecting this player because he is phenomenal at creating turnovers and huge game changing plays here. And he's a rookie. I get that, but the amount what he can bring to the defensive side of the ball, taking the ball away from opposing quarterbacks, cannot be stated. And I feel like he doesn't get enough love and attention. He will though this offseason. I'm going with out of New England, J.C. Jackson. I think he had like 8 interceptions this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Motherfucker.
And his number is 3.3. So I will take a turnover machine at only 3.3 million.
Wow.
Was he on your radar?
Bro, he was literally number one for me. That was my next pick, was going to him to get that out of the way.
Yeah, all and right. He plays really good at man coverage. Yeah, he can do it all, man.
And he's not on a rookie contract too.
He's not?
No, he's not.
Huh. I thought he was.
Hold on.
I know he had he was he was a restricted free agent.
Yeah, so this is a new contract, 1 year, 3.3. He's not on a rookie contract.
I didn't even know that.
Well, then shame on you. He's on a rookie contract.
Yes, sometimes it's better to be lucky than
good. That's a fact, dude. That is an absolute fact. I'm staying at the cornerback because you know what? Actually, wow,
that hurt.
I might have that hurt a lot because I didn't think that was something that I had to concern myself with. So now I think I have to fight dirty here. Okay, I'm going with what I think is one of the most versatile defensive players when healthy to play the game of football and plays so many positions. I'm hoping this stings you a little bit.
You're twat.
And I'm going with strong safety, Derwin James of the Los Angeles Chargers at a 3.9 number and a rookie contract.
You're just being mean now.
Well, I didn't think I had to worry about you with JC.
Of course you do. All right. Well, I'm getting back out there at the cornerback position. How are you going to take a safety of a cornerback? I don't think you like this guy, but I don't care. I think he's your prototypical height, size, speed, and he can basically cut a field in half for you. He's the best corner in this league right now. And what I love about him too, which is really important, is because the league is becoming more of an outside run, more outside zone run. And when you're doing to cornerbacks, you're putting them on the island because with the new rule, they can no longer duck and take out the legs of offensive linemen. You have to actually face those blocks now. So it's going to challenge a lot of cornerbacks. He's not your undersized cornerback. I'm going with Jalen Ramsey of the Los Angeles Rams. $9.7 million hit.
I'm really pissed at myself right now. It was one.
You better get yourself a corner, bro.
Yeah. Well, I don't have to worry now because you don't have any. You're done with corners anyway.
No, I'm not.
Because you got a nickel left. Wow. Literally took my two guys right away from me. But Derwin wasn't one. Was Derwin? Just lie to me and tell me Derwin was on your radar.
He was on my radar, but he wasn't my top.
He wasn't your guy?
I mean,
he wasn't a safety that you accounted for.
No, he was, but he wasn't the number. I have 4. Only it's not just saying the thing is not trying to just get the best players, but the best value.
Yeah.
And I know he has a good value, so that sounds ignorant, but still.
So I have 5 rookies. Where else am I targeting a rookie? That's gonna have to go bye-bye. Sorry, bud. You're gonna have to go bye-bye. Oh shit.
Are you liking this so far, or?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it more than I thought, but I'm a little pissed off right now because I just shot myself in the foot in defense, and I was more confident with my defense. But you taking both of those corners stings badly, like very badly. All right, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go spend my pick on my last rookie right now at the cornerback position. We had him earmarked, I think, in top 2 or 3 in the league, if not higher, from the Green Bay Packers, coming off of a tough season, just more from an injury perspective. But Jair Alexander at a 3.8 number.
Very good. He was going to be my next pick if you didn't, only because I didn't realize that Jackson wasn't still the rookie contract. So kudos for you, man.
Well, those are all my rookies. So what do you haven't? Oh, you've only used one more on the
Micah
defense.
Parsons.
Yeah. Okay. So you got 2 left.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm not sure if I'm even going to use.
But in my initial run through this, I only had 4 rookies.
Yeah.
And then things have changed. Like Justin Jefferson wasn't somebody that I was initially targeting.
Okay. So I will be going one of the best safeties in the league, Justin Simmons. $5.7 million. He does it all. He can play free safety, strong safety. He creates turnovers, and he's really good against the run too. He's not in my opinion, he's not as good as Derwin James, but what he is really good at is perhaps the one thing you can't teach, and that's availability. Availability is the best ability. So that's why I have Justin Simmons right there.
Hold on. How I'm torn. $5.7, right? 5.7.
5.7.
All right. I'm going. Damn it! I gotta stay a corner. All right. I'm gonna go another cornerback here for me. Value Tre'Davious White.
Tre'Davious White. He was up there for me. Yeah,
6.7. Not on a rookie contract anymore either.
Yep.
Another guy that lost his year though.
Mm-hmm.
So Tre'Davious White.
Okay, so for me, there's better players available right now, but however, I gotta be a little more frugal. All right.
Yeah.
I gotta
That's
be
where you want to spend your money.
Yeah. So he's another player that's not unsung. Now I'm between 2. One is under rookie contract, the other is not. I could go the rookie. You know what? I'm going to punt the ball on that. I'm going to buy myself some time in thinking who I want to go. So I will go with Myles Garrett, 9.3 million. He's going to be my first edge. So I just paired up Garrett and Aaron Donald on the same defensive line. I have a couple of shockers here, by the way. I think I'm hoping they're shockers.
But my game plan changed. All right, I'm sorry, Garrett, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was his number?
9.3.
Bro, I'm like intense right now. Like scrolling through my people right now. I'm gonna go address my linebacker position. LB1. Fred Warner, All Pro Fred, with his new contract, is only a 3.6 number.
I think he was going to be probably my next pick. Possibly. Okay.
I need to see where I'm at dollars and cents wise right now.
Mm-hmm.
because I might go real big in a second.
Like, how big?
You're about to see.
Okay, so it's on me now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I might as well. This is going to be my shocker, and people are not going to understand it. And I get that, and that's fine, right? You're not going to understand it because you don't watch football if you don't understand it. Devondre Campbell for the Green
Oh,
Bay Packers.
wow.
Middle linebacker. This guy put up stats, 100 tackles, like 3 interceptions, 3 sacks, multiple forced fumbles. He definitely outkicked his contract this year. And the contract's 1.1 milli. That's like being that savviness, right?
I'm surprised you didn't say Foysade Olukan.
I thought you would, so I didn't want to take your boy.
Dude, I have them on my list, but that's a rookie contract still too.
Gotcha.
So we're out of there. So I'm gonna go back to the defensive line. I'm gonna go address my defensive tackle in Deforest Buckner.
That's a big one. When you're talking about being big, he was not on my list because his contract is massive.
17 mil is that number right now.
Yeah, no, his contract is pretty damn up there. He's a fantastic player. Don't get me wrong. And the Colts had room to incorporate that large number earlier than later.
Yep.
So, you could afford him because you went kind of cheap. I'm gonna say for in the offensive side, but yeah, perfect selection right there.
Yeah, I feel like it. So we'll see.
Okay, so I'm torn, right? I'm not gonna tell you, but I'm actually pivoting the last minute, and basically, I love one player, but I think this other player brings a multitude. Different. I'm not gonna say the player until you're done selecting your player. Some of your players. So I'm going to say, because I can afford to actually have a rookie now, because I only have one right now on the defensive side of the ball in Micah Parsons. Give me Jeffrey Simmons, defensive tackle for Tennessee. He is the next up and coming best interior defensive lineman in the game that you're going to be hearing about him. He balled out against the Bengals. He had like 3 sacks, and this guy's just massive, and he provides a push up the middle, and he's stout against the run, where my other guy wasn't so much so. And he comes in at a very favorable number at 3.4.
Yeah, I had him start all day, but that Justin Jefferson rookie swing is what changed Jeffrey Simmons off my list. So here we go. I'm going back to the defensive line. D tackle from the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going Chris Jones.
Okay.
At 8.5.
All right. So now that you did Chris Jones, well, tell us about Chris Jones. What do you like about him? Why'd you pick him?
I just think he's an all-around player, but more importantly, like we've talked about, he can get pressure up the middle. He is a chess piece that you can move outside as well. Certainly just a big body capable of eating up some double teams, but I've always been high on Chris Jones. I had him as one of our top pass rushers coming into 2021.
Okay. My other guy that was between with Jeffrey Simmons and was Vita Vea. Vita Vea does not get a lot of love. He's fantastic. He's great, but he doesn't. He can rush the passer and provide.
But he eats up double teams all day long.
And Jeffrey Simmons can do that somewhat too. It's just that Vita Vea doesn't bring in enough pass rushing ability as his ceiling is not as high as Jeffrey Simmons' pass rushing ability.
Yeah. No, I agree. Listen, another person that I think of in the same vein as Vita Vea is Kenny Clark from Green Bay.
Yep.
Yeah, I have him on my list too. Had him starred and highlighted as someone, but I found a couple extra bucks here, and those couple extra bucks go buy you a little bit more of a pass rusher, and that's Chris Jones from the defensive tackle position for me as well. Although I do still think he's more of an effective edge rusher than he is interior rusher, but still one of those guys that just has good leverage, even though he's a tall guy. Does well getting pressure up the middle. All right, so you're up, right? How many you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you're up.
Okay.
3 picks left.
So I'll pick my second safety, and I will take the gentleman out there in Buffalo. Now that Buffalo, I've said, had the best safety tandems out there, and this guy finished 4th in the league in interceptions this year. Jordan Poyer at $5.2 million. So he finished 4th in the league this year in interceptions, and he's phenomenal in coverage. He does a great job disguising what half of the field he's playing. If he's playing a high single field, center field type of position, or just more of like a half position in cover 2. So I'm going to say Jordan Poyer to pair up with Justin Simmons, baby.
Yeah. I see your Jordan Poyer, and I raise you Micah Hyde.
I went the cheaper route. I'm fine with either of those, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Buffalo's secondary was ridiculous. And they have been, right? Like, this isn't anything new. But I'm going Micah Hyde, 6.5. I think he had 5 or 6 picks on the year, so he was in the top 10 in the NFL as well. So that's going to wrap up the safety position for me with Derwin and Micah.
Yeah. All right. So it's now on me. Okay. So for me, I actually might have money left over, believe it or not.
I'm gonna have money left over too.
That's how good I really, did this.
I'm gonna have like 4 or 5 million left.
I might have. We'll see. I'm gonna try to get every dollar out there. Okay. So I need another corner, and there's 2 routes. How many corners do you have, by the way?
I have 2. So we both need another corner and another linebacker. Both of us. We have the exact same need right now. Oh no, you have 2 linebackers.
I need an edge player.
You need an edge. I need a corner.
Okay, so there's 1 or 2 things I can do. You know what? If you ain't about it, if you don't, I'm about it. We've had these arguments. What's more important, a corner or an edge player?
You know my stance.
And you know my stance. You know what? I'm about it. And I think everyone forgot this gentleman's name because he didn't play this year. Give me Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
Return of the Mack. And you know what? He gets slept on because no one thinks, everyone's focused on that awful offense.
What's his number?
It's
Is it
high.
A balloon?
It's 14.6. So it's high. But this is where you plan. These are the things. This is where you plan.
We should be general managers, bro.
Yeah, I'm good at this shit.
So I got a linebacker and a corner left. See, I might have misplayed this because so I started breaking out like traditional slot nickel corners, but reality we're drafting 3 corners is what it really comes down to.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna spend a little bit of money because I got the money here to spend, and I'm gonna go get myself.
Make it rain, Little Wayne.
I'm gonna go get myself Xavier and Howard.
Yeah, turnover machine, bro.
Yeah. At 12.1 million. Damn, that still leaves me with roughly like 11 million.
For what? What's your last position now?
Linebacker.
Can I
restructure people's contracts?
You know what? I have the luxury because I didn't blow my load. All right, so do you need a center? I mean, a cornerback or no?
Nope, you
You're
do.
done. Okay, so I really wanted Darius Slay. Can't afford him. Cannot afford him. His salary cap number was 6.6, and I only can afford 5.3. So and once again I had to pivot. I didn't know JC Jackson was not on a rookie contract.
Big
So
play Slay.
can't do big play Slay. Too much
What's his
money.
number? What was his number?
6.6, I can afford 5.3.
Okay.
However, this is where being lucky is better than being good. Give me Patrick Surtain.
And you got that rookie contract. That's
And that
why.
rookie contract at 3.8.
Did you look up JC Horn's number by any chance?
I did not. And I just wouldn't feel comfortable throwing him in here like that.
5 point. What is his? What's Sertain's?
3.8. So I
And
still
you
have some money left over. Don't get me
Okay.
wrong, but
You get to keep it. You get to keep your fictitious $1.5 million left. that you
I'll
have
roll,
left.
I'll roll it over to the next show.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. So that leaves me with my last pick on the defensive side of the ball. And it's going to come down to linebackers. Boy, would I love to throw Bobby Wagner next to Fred Warner. But Wagner's number is 17.1.
Always
That's
good
a large number.
for
So
off the ball linebacker.
yeah. Dude, real quick. If you had to guess what Devin White's PFF rating was, what'd you think it would be? I can't get him because he's a rookie and I'm out of rookie contracts.
86.4.
36.2.
Oh wow. He didn't have a good year this year, I guess, huh?
He really didn't. I mean, Levante's was 78.8. But I personally, this is my eye test. The gentleman that I'm going with is my eye test. There are other names that you might think of that you would want to throw here, but this man is slept on time and time and time again, and all he is super consistent. So wrapping up our 2022 super team draft, Mr. Irrelevant in for the team is linebacker from the New Orleans Saints, Demario Davis, with a 6.9 number.
Nice. But how much did you have left over?
11.
Okay. And this is where you got to know your AFC teams, bro. Why are you not picking Darius Leonard?
Oh my God, I can't believe.
Yeah,
That's just
I
pure
waited.
spite.
I waited 8.2.
I should have just.
I was like, oh, don't make him pick up. All right. So what I want you to do right now, go to your offense.
I'm gonna go redo my pick, and it's Darius Leonard.
All right. So what I want you to do is read off who's your starting offense, and then I'll read off my starting offense, and then we'll do defense. So you go first, and then we'll do this.
I'm gonna do it in the order that we picked.
Just do the starting quarterback, running back, receivers, tight end, tackles, guard.
Quarterback Justin Herbert. Wide receivers Cooper Kupp, DeAndre Hopkins, Justin Jefferson. Running back Jonathan Taylor. Tight end George Kittle. Left tackle Trent Williams. Right tackle Jordan Mailata. Center Jason Kelsey. Guards Wyatt Teller. Guard Laken Tomlinson.
Okay. For me, quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Running back Austin Eckler. Wide receiver Deebo Samuel. Wide receiver Devontae Adams. Wide receiver Jamar Chase. Tight end Mark Andrews. Offensive tackles Rashaan Slater and David Bakhtiari. Guards Zach Martin and Joe Thuney. Center Corey Linsley. Now let's go to the defense.
Either team's winning the Super Bowl, dude. On the offensive side of the ball,
we're top two
easily. All right, defensively, edge rushers Nick Bosa, T.J. Watt. Anchor in the defensive line, Deforest Buckner, Chris Jones. Linebacking core of Fred. Yeah, that defensive line is nasty. Fred Warner and Demario Davis. Secondary corners, Jairi Alexander, Tre'Davious White, Xavier Howard. Safeties, Micah Hyde and Derwin James.
I didn't realize how good your interior defensive line is. Okay.
Pretty good.
All right. Edge rushers, Myles Garrett and Khalil Mack. Defensive tackles, Aaron Donald and Jeffrey Simmons. Linebackers, Micah Parsons, Devondre Campbell. Cornerbacks, J.C. Jackson, Jalen Ramsey, Patrick Surtain. And safeties, Justin Simmons and Jordan Poyer. I think we're gonna have to. We're gonna
have to poll that.
We're gonna have a lot of polls. We're gonna
spread them out.
Yeah, call us a bunch of strippers because we're gonna be on some polls this week.
Yeah, we're gonna be dancing from some polls like wildfire, dude. This is what was fun though. Was I think offensively, you and I probably had very different philosophies on like who we were going to target, but I think defensively we were very similar. And you going first.
Would you have went Donald first?
Yeah.
I hate you. You just lost your own argument.
No, I did not. We're picking a team here. Strategy. Because I knew you weren't going to take Nick Bosa.
But hold on. What? No. You're picking Don. Why are you picking? All right. Why are you picking Donald?
Because I saved my money for the defensive side of the ball. So I knew that I could overspend.
You're picking because he's the best defensive player. Wow. You just I hope people listen.
No, listen, bro, put this up. This is not it at all. This is now a strategy. Some of these players that I picked are not the best players at their position. Some of them have value that fit into my salary cap that I need to work and are at the top of that value. You're missing the argument again. It is not that Aaron Donald is not a good football player. I would take Aaron Donald on my football team right now. I am just telling you when I say the term overrated, it is because he's no longer the best defensive player in the league. That's okay.
All right, so I'll tell everyone where they can find us. This was great.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say before? Yeah, on the outro.
No, I just I think we should take next week off, to be honest with you. It sounds like we have a couple polls here so we can recycle this content for a couple of days here, but that'll give us the time that we need to plan what free agency is going to look like for the show. Mm-hmm. We're going to try to get some guests and have them support their teams and participate in that free agency. See how that works out. If not, I need the week off just to mentally recover from a long football season. Been a lot of fun. 2021 is officially in the bag. But Lou, as you always do, tell the people where they can find us.
On Instagram and Twitter at WTF Pod NFL. And Weston, where can they find and subscribe to our YouTube channel?
Hit the like, sign up for the notifications. We're talking football on YouTube. You'll enjoy it. I know when you listen, you hear our passion, but when you see our faces talking to one another, and you see me get red and you see Lou roll his eyes, you'll know that we actually mean what we're saying. But more importantly is we just hope you appreciate and enjoy the content, and we look forward to bringing you more.
All right. Take it easy.
Adios.